Now at 5, theft charges are dropped against the former manager of the Carthage golf course. Plus, the Great American Flag Swap returns as 4 staters get some brand new stars and stripes in.
Thousands of federal employees are working again without the guarantee they'll get paid. I'm Torian Small on Capitol Hill, tracking the latest on the partial government shutdown, this time over immigration enforcement funding, as both Senate Democrats and the Trump administration appear to be further away from a deal.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A former city employee at the Carthage golf course is no longer facing criminal charges. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Mark Peterson was accused of stealing more than $140,000 from city funds. The state attorney general's office charged him with felony stealing and money laundering, but has now filed a dismissal in that case. An audit had determined the money was missing, and investigators had questions about how money was handled at the Carthage golf course, where Peterson was the longtime manager. Peterson's attorney says, quote, "This case highlights the dangerous circumstances when data may be manipulated to arrive at the conclusion desired." He adds that the legal team sifted through terabytes of data to demonstrate Peterson's innocence. The charges could be refiled at a later time. The Joplin City Council will meet tomorrow night in Missouri Southern to vote on a controversial data center project. The meeting was moved to accommodate larger crowds after January's packed session where the council voted to annex and rezone 540 acres of the Wildwood Ranch property. That's at the intersection of Central City Road and West 20th Street. And it was to the disappointment of a lot of residents. The meeting begins at 6 p.m. at MSSU's Corley Auditorium. The Great American Flag Swap is back, and this time it's at Roper Honda. People could come and bring their old, worn-out American flags and get brand new ones. Roper Honda partnered with KOAM for the project.
I really enjoy hosting the Great American Flag Swap. It's been a very popular event, and this time even more so than ever before in the past.
The next Great American Flag Swap will be in May to coincide with Memorial Day. With the penny officially out of production, the discussion of the value of pennies continues. Today in Minden Mines, Dave Sorick, a coin collector, presented Common Sense. He spoke about the value of the Lincoln cent. While he believes modern pennies might have some collectible value down the road, they won't have the value the older coins like the wheat or Indian cent have.
Dominantly, we're talking about coins that are made before 1981. Those are actually copper cents. The cents that have been made since then, 1982 to present, are actually a zinc base with a copper wash. And they really have very little intrinsic value. We're encouraging people to spend those. There are older collectible coins too, like wheat cents in the Lincoln series or Indian cents, and those are highly collectible as well.
It varies from business to business on whether they accept pennies or round change up or down, but Sorick says you should check those years before spending that loose change. Let's check in with meteorologist Austin Stantz now for our first look at the weather.
Thanks, Dow. Yeah, we're going to see temperatures. We saw temperatures today in the upper 60s. My goodness, near 70 today. Our average right around 50 degrees. All that rain that we got over the weekend now puts us above average for the month of February in terms of precipitation, almost half an inch there. Now, taking a look outside, we got some nice coloration here. These are altostratus clouds that you're seeing there. Just some light texture in there right now. 68 degrees, still very mild out there right now. Winds out of the south, 14 miles per hour, a little breezy. Temperatures have been above average over the last 2 weeks, and they're going to stay above average for a little while, but we come back down near normal, which is going to feel like quite a shock, being that we've seen temperatures above average for so long. As I mentioned, those winds a little breezy out there, seeing the wind blowing around. We're going to take a look at that coming up because those winds are really going to ramp up as we head into tomorrow, and rain chances could increase as well. Timing all that out in my full forecast.
Catching a few. Funding for the Department of Homeland Security ran out over the weekend, leading to a partial government shutdown. And there's no end in sight as both sides debate changes to how the Trump administration's immigration enforcement actions are carried out. Tareen Small has more details now from Capitol Hill.
The president and Congress are out of town on President's Day while the government is partially shut down.
I know what they want. I know what they can live with.
We're willing to have a good faith conversation about everything, but fundamentally we need change that is dramatic, that is bold, that is meaningful, and that is transformational.
Democrats want immigration officers to unmask, wear body cameras, and get warrants to enter private property.
I think some of the asks are just, I think they're unreasonable.
While ICE and Border Patrol are part of the Department of Homeland Security, those agencies are not impacted by the lack of DHS funding, while the rest of the department is either shut down or working without pay.
The federal law enforcement issue involving immigration and customs enforcement, they're already funded based on the bill that was signed into law last July through 2029. All the Democrats are doing right now is trying to shut down TSA, the Coast Guard, FEMA.
Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer, a member of the GOP leadership team in the House, tells CBS Mornings they're not even a part of the negotiations to end the stalemate.
The president is the chief negotiator and is working directly with Senate Democrats.
President Trump spent the weekend at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida, while the Senate is not expected back until next week.
Lawmakers say they're going to be given a 48-hour notice to return to D.C. for a vote if a deal can be struck. Oscar-winning actor Robert Duvall has died at the age of 95. His wife, Luciana, announced his passing in a Facebook post saying he gave everything to his characters and to the truth of the human spirit they represented. Duvall's career spanned nearly 100 films, from his haunting debut as Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird to Tom Hagen in The Godfather and his iconic swaggering Colonel Kilgore in Apocalypse Now. He won an Oscar for Tender Mercies, earned 7 Academy Award nominations, and became a TV favorite in Lonesome Dove, cementing his legacy as one of America's most respected and versatile actors. Still ahead, how much does mattress quality influence sleep quality?
President's Day deals aren't just about saving money, they could help you get some extra Z's. I'm Evan Moon with what a sleep scientist says you should look for when buying a new mattress.
But first in Health Watch, Olympic shocker. The skater they called the Quad God crumbles under pressure. What he reveals about the moment everything went wrong. Topping today's Health Watch, a look at the unique pressures on Olympic athletes. American figure skater Ilya Malinin was the heavy favorite to win gold on Friday. Instead, he collapsed and finished 8th. A shocking result even to the skaters who finished on the podium. Kelly O'Grady is at the Olympics. She asked a skater about the pressure and a psychologist who prepares the athletes for it.
In a moment no one saw coming, quad god Ilya Malinin showed he is human.
I just thought he had nerves of steel.
Poised to win it all, the skating superstar unraveled in the men's free skate.
Being a former figure skater and a coach myself, I know that there are days that your legs just aren't working and your head's not connecting.
After, Malinin admitted the Olympic pressure was unreal. It's a world few can relate to.
I like to say that pressure is a privilege, and being able to compete on the Olympic stage, on the biggest stage that we see in front of the whole world is pretty amazing.
Why is the Olympics so different when it comes to the pressure?
It's really different just because it's every 4 years. The crowds are different, the stadiums, the spirit of it is really different.
Dr. Jess Bartley is the Senior Director of Psychological Services for Team USA.
We walk them through a lot of the nuance of what this is going to look like well before it happens.
But in the middle of competing, it's up to the athlete alone to manage the mental game.
I used to just almost feel paralyzed because everything bad that I've ever thought of now feels like it's happening.
Gracie Gold is an Olympic bronze medalist who has openly shared her struggles.
Sometimes I call it the aquarium effect, where you're like in the tank and everyone's like staring. That's not exactly an environment that's conducive for calmness.
That's why Team USA says they aim to arm athletes with the mental tools before they even compete.
When do you feel most vulnerable? Is it after you get scored on? Is it after you maybe faltered at the start? And so we're doing all of this so that they know, like, ooh, I'm having that negative thought. This is how I shift my thinking.
Gold shared that there's no right way to bounce back from a tough performance. It's about finding what makes you feel safe again. We will see Malinin perform in an exhibition on Saturday, and he is expected to return to competition next month. Kelly O'Grady, CBS News, Milan.
For older women, more muscular strength may lead to a longer life. A study published in JAMA tested the strength of women over 63 by measuring their grip strength and how fast they could stand up from a chair. They found women with more muscular strength lived longer even if they weren't exercising enough. The findings suggest that maintaining strength is key to healthy aging. College students who spend hours on social media are more likely to be lonely. A study published in the Journal of American College Health found that the more people use social media, the lonelier they've felt. With the heaviest social media users, 38% more likely to feel isolated from others. But researchers say they're not sure whether social media use leads to loneliness or vice versa. And new research challenges the effectiveness of intermittent fasting. A Cochrane study found that the popular weight loss trend was no more effective than other dieting plans in helping overweight people drop pounds. The study's authors say intermittent fasting might be a reasonable option for some, but the evidence, they say, doesn't justify the hype. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, your mattress could be ruining your sleep. The new technology that fights snoring and tracks your reps.
And get ready to hold on to your hat because some windy conditions are headed for the 4 states along with some warmer air. I'll have the details coming up.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Well, after what was kind of a wet weekend, Sunday transitioned pretty nice, and the start of the week felt pretty spring-like out there. It's going to continue to feel that way over the next couple days. We do have this cold front off to our west. As that pushes in, we'll see cloud cover increase in the 4 states region here. Maybe a very isolated chance of a shower or two heading into tomorrow. We'll talk about that in just a second. Right now, the cloud deck sitting right about mid-level, so these are what I would call alto-stratus clouds. They have a little bit of texture to them, so still fairly transparent outside right now, getting a nice look at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Cam, our sun setting this evening. You'll get some nice color saturation out there as well due to those clouds. Now, as we head into this evening, take a look at this. Winds directly out of the south right now. We're seeing temperatures 68 in Joplin, 69 Anderson, Monette sitting at 65. Down in Grove, you're still at 70 degrees there. Now, as we head into the evening tonight, we're going to see clouds begin to increase. By 8 o'clock, we're at 59. By 10, we're down to 55, but a fairly mild evening ahead for us. Temperatures will be right around 52 degrees. Wind shifting slightly out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Could gust around 25. Now, those winds are really going to help us ramp up that heat heading into tomorrow. Check this out. Temperatures gusting around 25 miles per hour tonight. But as we head into tomorrow morning, by the time you're waking up, could see a few gusts right around 30 miles per hour. By the afternoon on Tuesday, we're going to see wind gusts anywhere from 40 to 45 miles per hour throughout the evening on Tuesday. Could even see a wind advisory get issued there, possibly. Now, again, those winds out of the south, so all that warm air is blowing in. So even though while it's breezy out there, we're going to expect temperatures to be on the rise. Take a look at this. Heading into tomorrow morning, we'll see some cloudier conditions throughout the day as that front begins to push in. By 6 a.m., we're in the upper 50s there, so not a bad start to our Tuesday. Temperatures will head into near the mid-60s by our lunch hour, upper 60s by that 3 o'clock hour. I really think we're going to break into the 70s tomorrow. I would not be surprised to see us reach maybe even the low to mid 70s. Now, I said there could be a very isolated chance as this front pushes in. We have that moisture also being pulled in from some of those winds, so a isolated shower or two can't be ruled out, but most of us are staying dry. I think you're safe to leave the umbrella at home. Heading into Wednesday morning, things begin to clear out, temperatures back into the lower 50s. But we have some dry conditions across the area, still dealing with extreme drought conditions, especially down there in Newton County. So we are dealing with what we call a fire weather risk for us. So that's off to our northwest. Now, as we head into Tuesday here, we're going to notice that here's our chance. We're just on the edge of this upper level low off to our north. So on the southern edge of that, could just catch a brief shower Tuesday. Heading into Wednesday, 72 degrees there, 68 on Thursday. Some increasing cloud cover on Friday. Heading into the weekend, temperatures drop pretty significantly. I mean, it puts us right about average, but my goodness, is it going to feel cooler out there being that we're used to these 70-degree temperatures. And overnight lows in the near 29, 28 degrees. That could give us a wintry mix overnight, possibly.
Yeah, you're right. It'll be a bit of a shock, I suppose, but still, I enjoy this warmer weather. Thanks. Coming up, mattresses now fight snoring and track your sleep. The high-tech beds changing how America rests. Topping today's Consumer Watch, listen up. Tippy Toes brand apple pear banana puree baby food has been recalled for elevated levels of a toxin linked to fruit mold. No illnesses have been reported, but long-term exposure might cause health issues like immune suppression, nerve damage, and fever. The product was sold in every U.S. state except Alaska and possibly some territories. Caregivers should throw it away or return it to the store for a refund. Wuthering Heights topped the domestic box office this longer Valentine's Day and President's Day weekend, racking up more than $38 million through Sunday. Family-friendly fellow newcomer Goat captured second with $26 million, and thriller Crime 101 debuted at the number 3 spot, earning more than $15 million so far. President's Day deals are here, and for many shoppers, that means it's time to replace an old mattress. But before you buy, a sleep scientist says you might want to rethink how you shop. Reporter Evan Moon has what to look for in 2026 and why your mattress could be affecting more than just your sleep.
It might be time to put your money where your mattress is.
We see that about 2 in 3 Americans are falling short of their biological need for sleep.
Harvard sleep scientist Rebecca Robbins says we should spend about 1/3 of our lives sleeping, yet many Americans aren't resting easy.
More than 25% of Americans reported that they woke in the morning and experienced pain due to their mattress.
And many people hold on to mattresses longer than they should.
We found that in the sample, almost 25% had been sleeping on their current mattress for 8 or more years.
Robbins suggests snagging a sale that could help your sleep.
We've made it into a store. Now what? What do we look for?
So when you walk in, you want to try a lot of different options so that you can kind of get a sense of what's available and what matches your needs. And we saw some of the higher levels of mattress satisfaction in the type of mattresses that have coils. Coils are pieces of metal that allow basically air to flow, but also support your body.
And if it's been a while, a lot of mattresses and their bases have all new technology, from sleep tracking features to anti-snore and sound wave technology.
We spoke with a mattress firm manager about the latest sound wave features.
88 hertz is good for headache management, whether it's a small one or a big migraine. 52 hertz is good for back pain and stress relief in general.
These vibrations can also help the noisy sleepers.
The anti-snore buttons.
And help track patterns.
How much light sleep you got compared to REM.
Robbins says think of a bed as an investment.
If you're a back sleeper, lie in your sleeper position.
So don't make your pick based on online ads or fast delivery times.
I want you to walk into your bedroom at night and be so excited to get into that mattress.
On average, experts say you can keep a mattress for up to 8 years. Another reason to do your homework before you hit the hay. Evan Moon, CBS News, New York.
President's Day mattress sales can often last the entire week or month, so there's plenty of time to shop some of those deals. Final check of the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, investigators in Tucson are zeroing in on where the suspect in the Nancy Guthrie abduction went shopping before approaching her home in the middle of the night. The new clues that could help crack that case. Then on KOAM News at 6, more on the Carthage City employee no longer facing felony charges involving city funds. Plus, so many people want to attend tomorrow's Joplin City Council meeting, they moved it to MSSU's auditorium. We're going to have more on exactly what they're going to talk about. And the Lincoln Cent gets discontinued, but a Minted Minds expert shows you which ones are worth keeping and tells us more about coins. Stay with us. CBS Evening News And then KOAM News at 6. Another beautiful evening out there, Austin.
It sure is. We got a few days in the 70s here. Tuesday, Wednesday, near 70 on Thursday. A little bit cooler on Friday. And then we got our next system coming in over the weekend. And those overnight lows there could give us a flurry or two, but expecting mainly rain.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 6. Let's make it a great evening.